everyone. Welcome to our presentation about the fundamentals of APA citation. Today we will learn about the basics of APA citation, which include in-text citation and references, and we will provide you with other resources for all of your APA citation questions. What matters to APA users and scholars? The two most important things that APA scholars are concerned with are dates and clarity. In other words, today we will only discuss references, in-text citations, and the references page. But there are many other things that APA style includes, such as title pages, margins, headers, fonts, abstracts, points of view, and voice, bias in language, clarity and consciousness, word choice, headings, bulleted and numbered lists, tables and figures, abbreviations, and statistics. For more information on these items, please look at the last page of our presentation. In-text citations. In-text citations appear in the body of a paper, the text versus title page, references page, etc., to indicate that you are referencing someone else's work. Now, why do we have in-text citations? First of all, it helps the reader find relevant sources on the references page, so that this reader may be able to use the sources themselves. It also gives credit to the original authors and demonstrates your credibility, that you have read these texts and therefore know about the subject that you are writing about. And professionalism. You are giving credit where credit is deserved. There are two different instances where you should use in-text citations: paraphrasing, or putting another's ideas into your own words, and directly quoting another source, or using their words exactly. APA in-text citations should also include the author or author's last name, last names, and the date of the publication. Page numbers are optional for paraphrasing, but you must include page numbers for quoting an author directly. There are a few different ways that you can introduce the in-text citation in your writing. For example, you might say, Malarkey, open parenthesis, 2006, close parenthesis, found that 74% of all cases occur before sunrise. Or, according to Malarkey, open parenthesis, 2006, close parenthesis, 74% of all cases occur before sunrise. Or perhaps, an analysis by Malarkey, open parenthesis, 2006, close parenthesis, found 74% of all cases occur before sunrise. For quoting directly, you will want to put the author or author's last names, the year of publication, and the page number or numbers. If there are no page numbers included, you can count the paragraphs. And don't forget to use quotation marks. But what about those tricky situations that no one seems to know the answer to? What should I do about multiple authors, or organization, or no authors? For in-text citations, multiple authors can be a bit tricky until you have practiced. For only two authors, you will include both the author's names with an ampersand, a comma, and then the year. Between 3 and 5 authors, you will include all of the authors' names the first time you use the citation in your writing, and then after that, you use the first author's last name, followed by et al. Later. For 6 or more authors, always use the first author's last name and et al. As we will discuss later, these key numbers will be different for the references page. What if the text, usually a website you are using, doesn't have an author? In these situations, you can credit an organization as the author instead of using no author. However, you also want to be cautious. Make sure to search the web page fully. The author's information may be in a different place than where it normally is. If the text does not have an author, you will use the organization as the author. For example, an article may be published by or funded by an organization, an agency, a company, a school, a committee, or a board, such as the American Psychological Association, Target, or the U.S. Food and Drug Administration. This information, along with the year, can be found on the website. If there is no organization or author, you can also provide an abbreviated title of the work, or the whole title if it is short. Only use anonymous if the source is credited as anonymous. References page. To start off with, what is a reference page? A reference page provides publication information for the sources you referenced in your paper. It gives those authors credit, and it can help your readers find sources they may find interesting. Take note: every source that appears in your paper should be on the references page. If you don't reference a source within your paper, then you will not put it in your references page. The references page will need to begin on a new page after your paper. The sources will be organized alphabetically by author's last name. Here is an example. This is how a journal article will look on a references page. You will have the author's last name and initials, the date of publication, the title of the article, the title of the journal, and the volume number italicized, the issue number of the journal, and the page range. The difference between articles not exclusively online and articles online is that you will include the DOI number, you will find it within the article, for articles available both online and in physical copies. For online journals only, you will include the website. You might have to do a bit of research to see if the journal is online only or not. For books with single authors, you will cite the author, the year, the title of the book, the location, and the publisher. Keep in mind that there are other types of books, including books with multiple authors and edited collections, that will be cited differently. In addition, a website, this always seems to be a common question within the Writing Center, that is not an academic journal article, will have the author or authors, the date, the title, and retrieved from on the website's HTTP address. But what about multiple authors that we discussed a few slides ago? For the references page, cite them the following way. For only 2 authors, cite both authors' names. For 3 to 7 authors, you will list all of the authors' names with an ampersand before the last author. For 8 or more authors, you will list authors 1 through 6 and then use an ampersand and credit the very last author. Thank you for watching our presentation today. If you have any further questions about APA citation, you can visit Purdue OWL's APA Guide, APA Style Central, or CSD Subject Guide. All of these will be very helpful for your APA questions. You can also schedule an appointment with our wonderful tutors at the Writing Center, either over the phone at 313-577-2544, online at www.clas.wayne.edu/writing, or at our second floor UGL location. Thank you.